Hi, everybody. My name's Heidi Field. I'm a senior high health and PE teacher. I teach classes, obviously health, but I also teach things like Fitness 9, which is our a required PE class for all students. I teach strength and conditioning for girls freshman year. I also teach lifetime activities. I have taught upper level weights before. I teach all sorts of different kinds of classes. And here is my video about our school, Columbus High School, and the correlation or lack of correlation between the number of honor roll recipients and the standardized test scores. To begin a little bit about the district, Columbus Public Schools, we have one high school, and that's where I teach 1,200 students. It's grades 9 through 12. We have one middle school of 1,100 students, and that is grades 5 through 8. And then we have 5 elementary schools that all 5 have a total of 1,500 students. The demographics of the district are a lot like most of the districts in our geographical area that are about the same size. For free and reduced lunch, we have 55%. That's about 11% higher than the state average of free and reduced lunch. Our English language learners, so ELL for the district, is about 13%, which is almost double the state average. The number of Caucasian students in the district is the highest of number of students with 2,172, and Hispanic Latino are second with just over 1,500 students. And then the highest, or the last piece of demographics I want to know is the percentage of high mobility students at 6.85%, which is about 2% higher than the state average. I will be using my school, Columbus High School, for this assignment. The graduation rate for last year's class, so the class of 2017, was 84.48%, and that was four-year graduates. It's up to 90% for five-year graduates. That number of 84.48% is down slightly from 86% from the 2016 class. And for our standardized testing, we use MAPS testing for freshmen and sophomores, and then the ACT for juniors. Standardized test scores for, I'll start with the sophomore class. In math, the test scores, our school was about 236 was the average score, which is slightly above the norm grade level mean of 230. And the same number for the sophomore reading scores. 223 was the average score at our school, where the normal grade mean average is 220. For freshmen on the MAPS testing in math, they again were at exactly 236 for their average, with 230 being the grade level mean. And then freshman reading scores were slightly above at 222 as the average for our school, and 220 for the norm grade level mean. From the Nebraska Department of Ed website, I was able to locate the last year's ACT results. And for English language arts, the meeting expectations or exceeding expectations was slightly less than half at 45%. So that means that about 45% of our students are proficient at English language arts, so 54% are considered below the proficient level. In math, it was almost exactly 50%. The proficient was 50% or 50.14%, and the below proficient was at 49.86%. For science, those who were considered proficient was actually slightly over half, which is good news, 54.02%, and then the below proficient at 45.98%. As you look at our number of honor roll recipients for the fall semester, the most recent semester, we had 280 across the school for the A honor roll and 340 for the B honor roll. And I kind of did some research, and this has been fairly steady throughout the past several semesters. I guess my own personal opinion is I always felt that honor rolls were good for the students who are already intrinsically motivated, but somewhat useless for most other students. The Association for Middle Level Education, a man by the name of Rick Wormelli, wrote a post for their journal about how honor rolls are just another way to separate students, and those who would respond to better or different ways of affirmation would actually benefit more than a typical honor roll. And he also gave lots of different ideas to encourage students to pursue different levels of learning. A couple of examples that I thought were good were purchasing a book of a student's choice, donating it to your school library in their name, giving them some free time maybe at the end of the day to pursue their own interests without having to do makeup work, were a couple of the good ideas I thought. When you look at the correlation between our school standardized test scores and the number of students that we have in our classes, if you look at the individual classes, well over half of them are either on the A or the B honor roll. But only about 45% of the students are at the norm grade level mean individually on their MAPS testing scores. We had many students that did very, very well, and then some more do medium level to the average level, and then we had quite a few students do not very well. So that kind of throws your testing mean off. When you look at the different ways that honor rolls are looking at how they separate students and the correlation that even if you get good grades all the time, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to do well on standardized test scores. I think that honor rolls are probably something that could go away. I'm not saying that they're absolutely the worst thing, but I think more emphasis needs to be put on how teachers are grading. Are they grading for learning, or are they grading for compliance? Or are they doing things where students are confused on what grading procedures are? If we could, as a teaching staff, just even within our own school, become more willing to follow the grade for learning type of policies, I think we would see a high achievement rate. I think we would also see maybe that number of honor roll students go up, and then encouraging those students that maybe aren't always the best achievers, but they would still be doing better and increasing their learning, increasing their test scores, and overall better for the entire school, the entire district.